Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Cincinnati Man. Thank you for joining me. Now, we are going to be watching Film Threat, the Superman review, the spoiler review, and also Gore Rant. I want to see what they got to say about it. I know it's been divisive, and some people love it, some people hate it. Some people, I love the movie. Shout out to my homie ahead of the curve who has not seen it yet, because I looked at your channel. You ain't watched it yet. He don't like Superman. The only reason I'm bringing that up is because he made me watch Batman versus Superman and do a review on it.
I can't wait to get into the Lex Luthor stuff.
One of the greatest reimagining of a villain of all time.
He's not wrong, even though he's being a dick about it. Anyway,
a little side note.
Yes,
I remember when I saw this movie, and I might try to find it and post it in here. I wrote like a couple of sentences on Facebook, and I said something to the effect that I've had a few tragedies in my life, my love life, my job, and I said something crazy and I add this movie to the tragedies in my life. Little did I know what was going to happen this past April, and the past couple of months. Little did I know that stuff was going to happen 7 years later. So that stuff trumps this. But dang, I was like, I went all in on this. Like if I had a podcast, like Eric, you owe me ahead of the curve. I even pulled up the channel right now. I even pulled it up. Side rant. I pulled up the channel. You got something about Saw being ruined in Saw 5. You got Broke Bad Mountain. You got Boat Trip. You got I Miss Gaming. You got John Wick, Ballerina. Where we at, brother? So anyway, let's get back to Film Threat. As I got my Oasis shades on. Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna give it back to you. That was a horrible rendition. I don't care. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Let's give our spoiler review of Superman.
Okay, let's do it.
I have some very specific things about this film. I want to discuss spoiler things. So please dip out if you want to be spoiler free. And if you've seen the movie, this is the time to discuss spoilers. We're doing it now, and we'll do it again on Versus on Monday. I saw the film for a second time at a special screening, I think sponsored by Wishbone at the Rooftop Cinema in downtown LA. Went there with my dog.
A dog?
I guess it's my dog now.
Hold up. A dog?
And
Wishbone?
we watched Superman a second time.
I'm assuming it's a dog theater or something. Now look, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something controversial. I only think adults should be at bars. I mean, I get a bar and grill, but for the most part, I think it kind of got out of hand now. I think dogs. Dogs are dogs. They're not children. Children are children. I never in my life, I'm 41 years. I remember when I was a kid, I never was like, I wish I could go to the bar with my dog and my kid and hang out at the bar. No, I want to go to the bar with my friends and strangers. But back to it. Let's get to it.
And a lot of things stood out to me. And I'll say this.
What you saying?
I didn't change my opinion. This is a movie for kids and families. But there are a lot of things.
What do you mean by
this
that?
Movie.
I mean, you said it.
There are so many nitpicks.
Okay.
It's like a comic book fan's dream. This will spawn conversations for months in comic book stores across the country.
Exactly.
About, I hated this, but I like that.
Yes.
This was cool.
Yes.
This was god awful. And
so I have to ask
right.
You.
But there
I have to ask you.
Yes.
I have to ask you. Second viewing, did the movie get better or did it get worse?
The things that bothered me less.
Okay.
The things that I enjoyed. I'm a glass half full guy.
Okay.
I'm an optimist.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I like the spirit of Superman, looking for good, trying to do good. That's what I aspire to. So there wasn't any pressure when I first saw Superman. I actually James Gunn Superman. I felt nervous in a way that was I can only describe as like when I saw Force Awakens and did not like Force Awakens. I mean, I despise that movie. And
okay, before we go, I thought Force Awakens when I first saw. I was perplexed by it. I was like, this is interesting. Force Awakens was one of those movies. When I saw it, I thought the second movie got to answer a lot of questions. When it didn't, it made Force Awakens worse for me. Now, as far as his stance on it being a comic book movie, it felt like a comic book movie, 100%. There's a thing that people tend to forget in this era of the internet, especially. All these debates on what's good and what's bad in comic book movies is the same debate people have always had in comics. It's always somebody, you can have the most perfect comic book in the world, 10 out of 10, and somebody's like, well, they shouldn't have did this, they shouldn't have did that. Well, technically, back in 1975, it's always like that. He's right. And if you really put a comic book onto the screen, it's going to be divisive. It just is. It just is. But okay.
J.J. Abrams. But I saw James Gunn's Superman a second time, and it was fine. It was fine. And in fact, some things like the music, and I saw what James was trying to do. This is really, and I think of myself as a young boy seeing Superman in the theater for the first time. This, I think, is really for a different generation. What I'm saying is I'm old, and I actually like Man of Steel better.
Whoa. Oh my goodness. I stopped that mid-sentence. Okay. See, that's the thing. Like, it's here's the question. What type of person are you to not like the film? If you're a person that's a Deadpool or a Punisher or a Dark Knight, or who else is dark in DC? I'm forgetting. There's a lot of dark characters in DC. If you, oh man, Batman. I know Batman is dark, but if you want dark content, I can 100% understand why you do not like this. But if he goes into Superman was really dark, so I'm interested. We got to find out, because I can see elements being better here and there, but I won't even, honestly, I would leave Man of Steel where it's at and let this be here and let this breathe on its own. Just like you take little elements there, just like you take elements from Christopher Reeves, but you can't. Okay, let's. I would like him to explain what he means by that.
Okay, I like a more adult storytelling. I didn't like all the things that Zack Snyder did, but there is something really big in Superman that stood out, that bothered me the first time, and it bothered me more upon second viewing.
I wonder if it's a Fortress of Solitude or
Superman's parents, Jor-El and Lara. Of course, we hear the message that you see. The first part of the message, they talk about doing good, how much they love him. And then when the engineer repairs the machine,
and the bad guy.
Yeah, what the bad guy repair, and we get the full message, which is then translated.
Okay.
We learn that they're basically evil, sending Superman to conquer Earth.
I do not think that they are evil. I honestly interpret it as, hey, look, you're going to be the most powerful creature on that planet. You're going to have to lead them. We're better than them technology wise. We're not human beings. They have a whole different social structure than human beings. That's the way I took that. Though I will agree, the only time that I'll tell you one time that bothered me, I played if anybody ever played that the Telltale, the like choose your own adventure video games on PlayStation, and they had Batman on there. I understand, because I was pissed when they, spoiler, I was pissed when they had Batman's parents be all corrupt and stuff. I didn't like that either. I didn't like that. But when it came to this Superman and that happening, I thought it was more just like, look, you're going to be the most powerful person on the planet, rule and get everybody in order and stuff, because you got to lead those people. I looked at it like that. I didn't look at it like crush and kill and destroy. He making Superman parents out to be like dark side or something. But okay, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
That humans are stupid, unevolved, simpletons.
He didn't say it like that, but you know.
He should go and have a harem of and spread his seed, the Kryptonian seed, and conquer and rule over Earth. Now, I'd assumed when I first saw it that, like, well, in the end, of course, Lex lied. He paid off those experts, and that's not what they said. No, the movie ends with that's what he said. And this is the huge change.
Clash of cultures, brother.
The worst part about this movie. I'll tell you exactly what. And now I see why he did it, right? It's like, my parents are evil. I'm rejecting my birth parents, and I'm accepting my adoptive parents. And we see a montage. The very end of the movie is Superman. You know, the Superman robots play this video because it calms him to see the video of
as
he's
getting charged up.
Their message to him. Then at the end of the movie, he's sitting down. The robots repeat what they said in the beginning. Here, let's play some video from your parents. But it's his adoptive parents with a montage of like home videos of Clark as a young boy, and his parents just being playful and being like good parents.
Okay.
His the Kents, the sort of Kansas Tucky parents.
Kansas Tucky. Wow. What's wrong with that? Hey.
And he's watching the videos of his adoptive parents rather
What's
than
wrong with having an accent?
Birth parents. And what that does?
What?
It's not like when Luke Skywalker learned that Darth Vader was his father. What did he do? His mission was, I can feel the good in him. I can turn him. Well, Superman does not have that opportunity.
I think that Superman, he was never going to get, first of all, he was never going to get the opportunity with his parents because his parents are dead, which you're probably going to speak on. But also, he's always going to have love for his parents. He's always going to have love for aspects of his culture. But there's just some stuff he's not going to do. I mean, if this is somewhat of an immigrant story, I mean, there's people that come over to the United States and they leave certain elements of the culture that they came from. They're like, nah, we're not going to do this here. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, you can do something as simple as like, the free speech laws, like in England are a lot more, they're not as loose as they are in America. And then you come here, it's different. Or you got, some countries where it's like, hey, you say something wrong, we're going to stone you. In this country, it's like, you can't just beat up people. I don't know, but let's move forward. Oh, and when he said that I aged out of this, I don't know how old he is, but maybe he's like 10 years older than me. I don't know. I'm 41, but there was plenty of people in my age group that loved it. That loved it. I don't know.
What this turns Superman into is Rey.
No.
Rey from Star Wars.
Absolutely
in one of the
not.
most terrible ideas.
Superman is Rey from Star Wars. So let me understand this. Rey had the ability to fight like a Jedi, never been trained or anything. And you find out that she was under the guise, and she was mentally influenced to do that by evil power. Superman has not been influenced by anything but the love of his family and of both families. And since he was raised for 30 something years knowing the first part of the message, that second part of the message luckily will not corrupt him because he chose not to follow it. Okay. Y'all saw Alan's face. Alan's face was like, what are you gonna see?
Rey's lineage, Rey's grandfather is Palpatine, the Emperor.
Okay.
She is Rey Palpatine. Good.
Okay.
And
yeah, that's true.
His
I didn't like
evil parents Jor-El and Lara are evil.
Okay.
But Superman is good. I hate this. I've always loved the way they handle Jor-El in the 78 Superman. I think Krypton in Zack Snyder's Superman looks amazing.
Man,
even the penis rockets.
I like how I stopped it right there. Come on, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. I was fine with action Jarrell. Jarrell, it was fine because we weren't going to see him again. And then they showed him a hologram. They did some action stuff, and then it was fine. It was a different take. I mean, I don't like the idea of the heroic parent and stuff. I remember there was some. I remember. Yeah. Anybody see the 90? No, it was Batman. It was a Justice League cartoon or something like that where Batman had this creature on him, and it made him see his family, and his dad fought off the gunman and beat him up, and he kept punching him, and his Batman was smiling like, my dad stood up and stopped the gunman that was gonna kill him. Woo, that's a wild take. I mean, but hey, respectfully, hey, I think it's okay to disagree. I mean, that's the only thing I'm kind of missing on some of these channels. I wish we could have more people with a varying opinion. I mean, sometimes it feels kind of like hive mindish. That's only because maybe from a personal standpoint, because I've lived my whole life. People will tell me straight up that they don't agree with me. I don't have like I got friends we agree, but there's a lot of stuff we don't agree on, and we talk it out. We go back and forth, and then you keep it moving. I don't know. Penis rock. Wow.
With General Zod, where they go up to be outcast, they're in effectively penis rock. Go
yeah, I remember that.
I despise this. I think it's one of the worst things about it.
Okay.
It doesn't, and that's not going to age well. They could retcon it somehow in a future movie. I don't know.
It's not the crux of the movie, though. The problem
with Superman is the overcorrection from Zack Snyder, and the humor. The humor takes every earnest moment and deflates it. I never felt anything deeply in this. The things I look about less than half the humor lands. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I like Crypto. Cute dog. That's
and
fine.
Crypto was,
but Superman never.
Crypto was 99.999% humor. So I guess that's the only part of the humor you liked. Yeah, like I said earlier, I guess we know what type. Well, maybe like he wants something darker, and it overcorrected from Zack Snyder. Did you love the 1978 Superman? Because that was not dark. It had dark. No, I take it back. No, they had one where he was drinking and he was going through it, but it wasn't like it didn't have that dark tech that Snyder had. And Superman had a lot of goofy moments in it. A lot of goofy moments. Okay. Christopher Reeve Superman
gets to be authoritative. He's almost like naive about his power. Now he came out as Superman at 27. He's now 30, according to the prologue, which was that whole 3 centuries ago, 30 years ago, 3 years ago. 3 months, like it just okay, I get it. All right.
Yo, okay, look, Chris. That thing was a paragraph long if you put it all together. It wasn't, I seen somebody online, they said something like, oh, there's a Star Wars title crawl. That thing was it literally was probably about a paragraph. Woo! Like I feel like, man, like he saw that parent thing and he went like, this is like Ray. Like, come on, brother.
Right. You thought that was clever. Maybe on the page.
Clever. It was just like, okay.
I really despise this aspect of Superman.
Despise?
It hasn't changed my review. I tweeted my thoughts. Has not changed.
Cool.
So I give the movie credit for a lot of things, but this huge spoiler about the movie, this dramatic change, I do not like. I do not like at all. What it says, you can reject your parents. It's a weird thing that I mean, George Lucas turned that into a whole story for the OT.
Okay.
In Star Wars. This is a horrible change. I have more to say, but Alan, I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I need to respond to.
Please do.
Woo.
So, like I said, I'm a Marvel guy, not a DC guy.
Okay.
My knowledge of Superman is from the movies and from the first 6 issues of the John Byrne run.
I respect it.
That's pretty much my knowledge, and I think that's generally America's knowledge of Superman in terms of lore. But being a Marvel guy and going through the Marvel Cinematic Universe, starting with Iron Man, this idea of lore and how valuable lore is, they've changed lore constantly.
Thank you, Alan. I don't know if he likes it or not, but that's interesting. I got a friend. He gonna be on the channel one day. He said it a long time ago. He was like, he don't like the term. It reminded me of like saying conservative stuff, as in like life. You do progress. You got progression. You got changes. You have to change. You change human beings change naturally with the time. If the internet was back 30 years ago, 35 years ago, some of the stuff and elements and the stuff that we like in this movie or like in Marvel would not exist. You wouldn't have it. It would not. It would have just stopped. And I have a rule, or how about a way I look at things when it comes to movies and television and movies and television and stuff like that. If it's written well, I'll rock with it. I don't need no thing where it's like we gotta make his parents good. The parents are good in their eyes. You know, they're like, hey, you're gonna be the most powerful thing in the world. Rule over them, bring them, make them better and all that stuff. That's how you know. Yeah. So okay, let's see what Alan got to say. Sorry.
So from the MCU, I'm just used to lore changing. They're trying to, they're just trying to make a movie and do. Okay, so this whole thing about Jor-El, fine, I get it. I get why people are upset, but it didn't bother me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what really bothered me, though.
Yes, sir.
Look, Superman, the issue, what I liked about Superman and about the whole Jor-El thing is the idea, and I'll bring in the whole immigrant stuff that James Gunn brought up, being an immigrant myself.
Yeah.
But it's the reality is that, the people we are and the values we hold have nothing to do with our ancestors and our history from hundreds of years ago. It is often and almost purely the way we were raised and the parents who raised us. And so this idea that
hundreds of years ago, for him, Superman, it was literally 30 years ago. But
Superman believed that that only hearing that first message, of being good and stuff like that, and then to have Ma and Pa Kent raise him as a good person with good Midwestern values. To me, that was the heart of at least the Superman arc, was realizing that he is not bound to the evil nature of his parents. What he was bound to were the values that his parents, Ma and Pa Kent, raised him on in Kansas. My issue with the movie is that James Gunn had a great opportunity to say that these were American values: truth, justice, and the American way. Because I will tell you, as an immigrant, these values are very much American.
It's funny. I did a review of my sister, and I was like, and I didn't notice that he didn't say it or anything. And what was the tagline now? Truth, justice, and a human way. Interesting, because Superman is American, so it is American values. What if he just said it? Luckily for me, I like the movie so much that those concerns didn't bother me as much. I feel like James Gunn almost did the thing where it was like, look, where he said those 3 things that he don't ever want to see in a comic. He should have said 4. when he said, not comic movies. He don't want to see Bruce Wayne's parents dead. He don't die in a scene. He don't want to show Peter Parker getting bit by the spider, and he does not want to show baby Superman. He should have said, look, we've already know he's American. We already know where his values come from. We will always show his love for his family, his love for the values that they gave him. But he's going to help everyone in the world. And I guess maybe from his standpoint, if somebody goes to Russia and be like, I'm an American, do it my way, it's like, I don't know. So but I do respect and understand it, because before I saw the movie, I was a bit up in arms, like, I don't know. So okay, let's see what you guys say, brother.
Versus my history, which is Chinese, which is Asian. These are not Asian values. These are American values. These are not Chinese values. These are decidedly American values. And to not have the guts to just come out and say that these are American values, that Superman lives by the motto of truth, justice, and American way. To me, that is much worse than changing the lore of Jor-El. And so, look, I can nitpick that too, but to me, the idea that Superman is this good person and that his goodness comes from his parents is a great story. Is a story that parents should have, to realize that you are raising the next generation and you have direct control over the values you teach them.
Yeah, right.
And the fact that Superman in this movie on several occasions chose the path of peace.
He didn't say true justice in the American way, but all of his actions was that. All of his, when he went to see his family, all that, it is drenched in that. It wasn't no hodgepodge of everything. It was drenched in that. So yeah, it was more shown than said.
The path of goodness versus what they wanted to kill the kaiju, and Superman had a different idea of saving him and understanding him. That is the values that they're trying to portray in this one. And so, and then to your comment about it's too funny, or to me, that was the contrast that I really liked about it.
Me too.
Look, this world is very weird. It's very goofy.
Yes.
But there are two people who are normal in this world, and that's Clark and Lois.
It's like a comic.
And to me, that was the contrast.
It's like a comic
about it. That here's two people just trying to make sense of this weird world they live in, and that they've both chosen the path of goodness and of hope.
Thank you. Like, in my review, I said that I was like, they seem like a normal couple. And they were so normal that the disagreement and the talking through. And when Clark walked away, and she's like, "You're always leaving," I want to deal more with that. Like as in, like, why are you always leaving? And they, like, it's funny. He lived and he loved her and everything. They kissed, but they're gonna have more arguments. You could tell at the very least they go throw down with some arguments. I'm still mad. That scene where he had to go turn himself in, he hugged her, and he said, "I loved you. I should have always said that." And he flew away. She didn't kiss him. I was like, "How dare you? This man is about to die." And she's so caught up in, like, I don't know if I can love. I don't know if I'm gonna feel. I get it though. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you in life, if you ain't ready to be with somebody, don't commit. Don't say you love them. Don't say you want to be with them. Don't say you want to have kids with them and then disappear to marry and get with somebody. Don't do none of that. Don't do none of that. Because your hurt could transfer to somebody else. That hurt people. That's a real thing. Wait, where are we going with this? Anyway, let's get back to it.
And a positivity. And so I think this speaks to the fact that we see this movie in very different ways, and that we come to it from very different ways. And so, and that is ultimately why I like this movie much better than you did, and why I hate the Zack Snyder version.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Hold on. Let me just say this.
Sure.
This movie is fun. The Zack Snyder version is not fun.
Yes. It's interesting.
That I would agree. but I'll say I didn't hate the movie and I didn't love the movie.
Brother, look, you ain't like that movie because you ain't like Rey and Star Wars. That'd be like me being like, you know what this be like? This would be like somebody who didn't like Ironheart. I didn't like Ironheart. Let's say I was like, you know what? That character, that main character of the show was just like Ironheart. That is Ironheart. And then being like, you know what? This wasn't bad though. It was like, come on, brother. It's okay to hate it. It's okay to hate it. No, okay, how about this? Not hate it. It's okay to dislike it. Because you came out with the big guns. Once you mention Rey, my ears perked up. Okay.
But there are things about it that I acknowledge were fun. And I agree with you on the fun. I'll also agree, and I think is a huge missed opportunity. The reason so many people come to America from outside America is because of our American values.
Yeah.
And we used to export those through our cinema.
It is being exported through the cinema. It is a more kinder, friendlier version of exporting it. But yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, come on, man. He a alien superhero living in America that could be in China, could be in Russia, could be in Japan, just doing stuff. It's tough to be like, hello, I'm exporting American values. Oh, you got rules? Y'all rules are different? Oh, well, it is going to be a little awkward. And I'm fine with James Gunn is playing with that. Let's continue.
But Hollywood hates America. And Gunn plays it very safe. There's that line that his brother utters, Sean Gunn, at the end, who says, well, the one thing conservatives and liberals can get behind is Lex Luthor sucks. That's what he says. And that's Gunn's comment. I don't think Gunn is an extreme liberal. I think he's sort of based to leaning left.
Yeah.
Mostly people in Hollywood.
But he's not bound by, the Democratic Party or
right.
Those are his values.
Look, most people lean left in Hollywood, to be fair, but not everybody's a psychopath like Mark Ruffalo or Mark Hamill.
Okay.
The two Marks. So look, in the end, it's a big change that I really don't like. Gunn handled this idea better because where did Rey get her values as she raised herself single in a desert?
Chris, this has nothing to do with Rey. This has nothing to do with Star Wars. I ask you, my friend. I mean, as somebody, that's just a phrase, but yeah. I met him once though. Little known fact. I met him once. I was in Las Vegas. I had a beer. He had a beer. Talked to him about 10 minutes. We talked so long. People around me somebody tapped me like, can we have a conversation? Because I told him we were talking 10 minutes in. I was like, hey man, you might want to talk anyway. So anyway, let's go.
As a junk merchant kid, I mean we don't need to regurgitate for the I don't know how many times how much the sequel trilogy sucks.
This ain't nothing like it.
It's a bad idea that was better handled by Gunn, and I still don't like it. Doesn't make it better just because he handled it better. So, and this is very much, I think the problem with this movie is Gunn got in his own way. I feel like this movie would have been better directed by someone else.
Oh my goodness.
I'm curious because this movie feels like it was much longer.
Yes.
And that they edited it down for time. And in doing that, there were crucial elements of this story
like
that
what?
I feel like were cut out.
Like what?
Right. And I think that's also why it feels like it's a roller coaster and doesn't let up. It's just they edited
I loved
it to what we got to a just over 2-hour movie.
Yeah. Well, look, I will I'll put up my tweet really quick that where I commented. I'll just give it to you really quick here. It's oh my god, it's so small.
That's a tweet. That's a dissertation.
Damn. Let's put that back. on my profile at that Chris Gore. Great cast. David Cornsweet is a fantastic Superman, authentic and unapologetically comic book inspired, like a live action cartoon.
Yes.
Unfortunately, James Gunn Superman feels like a recap video of season 1 of a Superman TV series on Max. This is Gen Z
Max?
Superman for TikTok generation.
No.
The hyper fast pace is both a strength and a weakness. Everything about the Superman is the opposite of Zack Snyder's darker, more serious and epic vision. There is a
Zack Snyder had epic thing. He destroyed like a whole city. They did the same thing. It just, there's epic stuff like Zack Snyder stuff, but it's a lot more tenderness to it. Okay.
I talked about the terrible lore breaking. On the plus side, it's refreshing to see women allowed to be sexy in a modern Hollywood movie. Heels, skirts, cleavage.
Yo, wait, hold up. yo, you know, that's one thing I didn't touch on in the review with my sister. Yeah. I mean, I get it. There were strong women, then you had bimbos, and then you had, we didn't get Cat Grant that much. He was just bouncing the boobs, talking a little bit. Like, I don't even know. I heard the name. I forgot what she does. I think, is she in sports or is she? I forgot what she does. Yeah, we saw them things bouncing, Chris. Like, come on, man. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
I'll end. Kids and families will love it. Kids and families will love it.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're missing the other half, or the other chunk of people.
There's this movie will create a lot of conversations, and
creating a lot of money.
We'll
DC.
have another one with other people. There are a lot of This is divisive, but divisive in a good way, because we're not talking about wokeness. We're not talking about, race or gender swaps. We're talking about things we liked and disliked about the movie. Now, on that level, I just want to end with this, that I love it. I don't care that Alan's opinion is different from mine, or that other people in the sphere don't love the movie, in fact, hate the movie. That's cool. I have tolerance for other people's opinions. What I find
I don't use the word, I wouldn't even use tolerance. I would say I have an understanding. I like that. I like this at the end of it. Hey, you can put it at the beginning, but whatever. You put it at the end. Yeah. Because the thing that you got to understand, especially when you give your opinion online, really in life in general, if you give your honest opinion, not everybody going to like it. And there's going to be some people that's going to be not forthcoming with them not liking it. They'll be like, oh, okay. And other people be like, I don't like what you said. And you're like, dang, okay. And then I like to have an open discussion. Shoot, I got dogged out by some Drake fans because I just asked a question on IG. Somebody that don't like Pusha T and them. I was like, before the beef, did you like it? Did you like them, or did you even know anything about the clips? And they got mad. Now them, somebody that followed them, and I was like, dang, I enjoy conversations as long as they can be civil. And the only thing I would implore, well, he already, he did it. He has Alan's good. I've seen him over the years. Alan's good at having a tempered, more relaxed. Sometimes Chris does overtalk, which he knows. Everybody knows. I mean, I've done it to my friends and family. I get it when you get hyped for something, but I do appreciate that he has him there. And sometimes I wish there was like another person that he can go back and forth with, in addition, with a different cadence, a different phrase. And some of these other channels too, like sometimes it turns me off when you got a panel of 6 to 12 people and they're all like, no, especially when you find something that's decent. Because if you look at the filmography or you look at the films and stuff you want to use American movies, there's a lot of amazing movies that we've all loved. But if you wanted to just pull a little thread, just start poking holes, you'll destroy the whole thing. One of my friends once said it. They said it today. They was like, yo, RoboCop, you better leave that mug in the past, because you released that today, it ain't gonna work. He's like, and then I was like, yeah, just like, if you did Lethal Weapon, it ain't going. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. Let's wrap this up with this one.
Disconcerting is when I see, I can't believe, where people attack you or me for having the opinion we have. You can attack the opinion, but attack us personally.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
That is, I'll engage with you in a conversation about the film.
Yeah,
I want to hear what you liked
exactly.
about it,
I'm saying
what you disliked about it. That's a productive conversation. But it really
somebody gave me a middle finger about
really
Ironheart.
Like when it goes to a place that is I feel like these discussions are easier had when I can look you in the eye, as I am now, longingly, Alan.
Hey, I had that happen with I had a I Am Cincinnati Man TikTok. This brother was talking about how he didn't like Ironheart or something. And dude had to throw like, what race are you? Are you Puerto? What are you? And dude was like, I'm Puerto Rican. And I didn't know. I've been really using TikTok a lot more. I didn't know they filtered out cuss words and stuff or stuff that could sound offensive. So I'll get these things that say, hey, this is a filtered comment. I clicked on it. The dude that was arguing with the guy that he found out was Puerto Rican, he had the nerve to be like, oh, you got other problems to deal with. And I'm like, yo, okay, I'm fine if I read the stuff, having a discussion back and forth. But creators, please do a better job. I mean, look, some people want those type of controversies and stuff. Some people want some people want the channel with a big boob girl. Some people want channels where somebody say something offensive to somebody else and they just feed off of it. And I have no desire to be that disgusting person that's like, constantly hate each other, and I'll comment and I'll just step back and watch y'all destroy each other. Nah. People say offensive stuff sometimes. Hey, I'll be honest with you. People said mean stuff on YouTube to me. Sometimes I delete it. Sometimes I leave it. Some people call me unintelligent and uninformed. Some people say, "Did you ain't even see Superman movie?" The title literally said full review of Superman in on YouTube, and they're like, "You never watched the film." So yeah, that wasn't that bad. And okay, that was cool. I was wondering about that. So let's go on to the next one. Where are we at right here? Okay. The next one. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Hey, I gotta get an editor or learn how to do this myself. I don't know. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do another Superman race swap, Chris Gore rant, plus a review on all Superman films. Wait, what? Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3.
A freaking IKEA chair.
Let's talk about the Superman race swap that no one is discussing.
Oh, no.
Alan, we talked about it before the show.
I didn't even notice it. What are we talking about?
And I'm upset. And I'll tell you why. And you're not, it's not what you think.
What are we thinking?
Let's talk about one of the most beloved characters from the Superman films.
Okay.
And that is the character of the beloved Otis, played by Ned Beatty. Ned Beatty was a source of comic relief from the 19.
You have to be a certain age to remember this man. This man was in a ton of movies I've seen as a kid, movies and TV shows or something. He was in a ton of stuff I've seen. He was always comic relief, always excellent in bringing something to films. Otis, Chris, come on, man. Come on, Chris. Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. If you know what that's from, you know what that's from. That's from the Temptations movie, if you don't know. But anyway, ain't no damn person that I know that ever in my life, even when they went from 78 with the Superman all the way to Henry Cavill, nobody saw Lex and was like, we're Otis. Everybody said in the Henry Cavill Zack Snyder universe, why is this Lex? Because that Lex is pretty bad. Hey, that dude, that brother's an excellent actor. It was just all over the place. But nobody was like, man, where's Otis at? I hope Otis is around. Come on, man. Okay.
1978 Superman. He was in the trio of, you got Lex Luthor, Gene Hackman. You've got Miss Tessmacher. played by Valerie Perrine, and Ned Beatty played Otis. Kind of beloved, sort of a goofy, I don't know, corn poke.
I don't know, beloved.
I loved
cool.
Otis. So many great lines. Remember when he tried to
slip in
Otisburg?
Yeah.
Otisburg. It's a little town. I love Otis. And, you know, James Gunn has brought in Miss Tessmacher in a role that's actually pivotal. And blink or you'll miss it, Otis is in the movie.
He was in it a couple times.
But guess what Otis looks like? You'll never guess, Alan.
Well, I mean, I saw the movie. I know what he looks like.
Well, let me show you Otis from James Gunn's Superman. It's this guy.
I know. Wait, let's calm down. We got to see where he's going. Because I'm going to tell you right now. Everybody I know, my homie, shout out to James. Everybody I know, James was like, you know what? So far, about 4 to 5 people all said they love the movie. And I love the Henchman. Even though they had little bit roles, like Otis would say something a little silly like, it's going to grow. Or he'll say little tiny stuff where you're like, oh, that's funny. So if hey, let it grow, man. This is the beginning. You might see Otis again. I guarantee we're going to see Otis and the other dude, the mustache. Look, there was a lot of characters. You had Lantern, you had Hawk Girl, you got Lois, you got Green Lantern, you got Crypto. Hey, guess what? Guess what, Chris? He ain't getting no time because Crypto took all his time. Okay.
It's Wendell Pierce.
Wendell Pierce plays Otis in James Gunn's Superman.
And he was good.
And I have a huge problem with this.
Why, sir?
And you know what? It's not because he's black.
Then why you put race swap in there?
It's because he's not funny.
Oh my!
If you're going to cast Otis, you need to embody the character of Otis.
You said that the film. What you like a darker film? You thought Man of Steel was better. Now look, we're human beings. We are human beings. It's like interweaving our emotions and our thoughts into things. So it's like he was funny. He was funny to me. Hey, we laughed. Hey, man. Hey, brother. Hey, I left that Superman movie hopeful, happy. I had a real shitty week. It was that person owes me an apology. But hey, in life, I realized when it's somebody else's fault and they know it's their fault and they done stuff before and you forgave them, you gotta let them figure it out. Hey, you owe me an apology. Anyway, where are we going with this? Let's keep on watching.
I mean, Miss Tessmacher, she's a different take on that character. Fine. Otis is involved in the Lex group where they're calling out basically battleship numbers or vitamins. 12B, 13F.
I like that.
With the Superman, Ultraman moves. That was lame. After a while, it's kind of lame.
What? What? It was. Let me look. I'm gonna speak for myself. I found it refreshing that we got to see the regular people being goons, being henchmen for bad guys. Just like we saw a little bit of that. We seen it, and we I like the kind of we're gonna get this, and it's like these people are evil. So anyway,
but Otis is in the movie, and he's not funny. If you're gonna race swap, fine, race swap an inconsequential character, but they need to embody
Otis is
the values, the core of the character. Alan, I know you care as passionately as I do. What do you think of this?
Okay, so first, Chad is getting on me. Yeah, that's not Wendell Pierce. That's Terrence Rosemore. But you're right.
I was thinking that. I was like,
the only reason I noticed only reason anyone would notice this is because Lex refers to him as Otis.
Yeah.
Other than that, that character does nothing that
Thank
Otis
you.
would have done. They're two completely different people.
Yeah.
And for some reason, he just felt like, well, that's our Otis, and
Right.
And not only did you not make him funny, you just made him bland. He
Yes.
does.
He just
He
there,
follows the
yeah.
orders of Lex, and he's black.
Okay.
That's not that. If you're gonna race swap a character, at least get the spirit of the character. Otherwise, there's just no reason for it, and it's just gonna piss Chris off, and it's just gonna make him do another rant. And so complete failure on James Gunn's part here. Race swapping at his worst.
He's trolling. Look at his face. Hey, hold on. I can't believe you did this, and you didn't elevate Otis to the comedy god that he was. Okay. He like, what? What are we doing, man? Come on, man.
But good on WB or in DC for canceling the Ta-Nehisi Coates Black Superman project, but they couldn't get Otis right. And that it would have been so easy. And
if those don't know, apparently there was in the works a Black Superman, but it was going to be really, really, really political. Like they say this is political, but it was really going to be like, I'm not, people want to disrespect me because I'm like Kryptonian and because I'm black. It was going to be some stuff like that. We'd be like, yo, wait, what? Like, hey, that reminded me of in the Batman when Catwoman was like, F these white people in their patriarchy. So I was like, yo, wait, what? I was like, I never even thought about it when I watched Batman cartoons. I just thought about rich poor. I never thought that. It just took me out like, wait, excuse me. But anyway, I might have to review that one day. I wasn't a fan of the Batman. I thought it looked beautiful, but I'm not a fan of Batman being bulletproof. I like him to be cunning and dodging, and yeah, occasionally might something happen, but not. He's walking through bullets like RoboCop, and then he took that adrenaline shot. Like, come on.
And it's not like they were toning down the comic relief in the movie. There's a lot of it. Sometimes it gets a little tiresome.
It just felt like an afterthought.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no effort put into the character of Otis at all.
Exactly.
I thought he was
Make
fine.
Otis funny again.
A freaking IKEA chair.
Superman films on Film Threat. Alan, you've been doing a series of articles reviewing every Superman movie on the homepage of Film Threat right now. We have, is James Gunn's Superman the hero the genre needed, or its last gasp?
Yeah, and that's actually reviews from I did this review,
right?
And then our other writers chimed in with their
all the other writers from Film Threat gave their own thoughts, and they gave their own number ratings. We also have your James Gunn Superman review right here. You rated, what was your final rating?
It was 7.
Okay.
It was 7.
Yeah. And then
flawed.
There were other Superman movies that you talked about. I don't even know what this is.
So this is a Turkish Superman.
Oh.
In the 70s, late 70s, early 80s, Turkey decided that they wanted to make popular versions, or make Turkish versions of popular American movies. And this is Superman. Not only in Superman Donaver, what they did was they just made a Superman movie, put a guy in a Superman suit. This is very reminiscent of Adventures of Superman versus what they were trying to parody, which was the Richard Donner Superman.
I remember
they even bootlegged the John Williams score for this movie.
Oh my God. I've seen this before. It's bad.
Yeah, it is awful.
It's bad.
Like
it's
Indian Superman,
terrible.
like Indian Spider-Man.
But my point is that just the fact that they had the guts and the balls to go into copyright infringement and lean heavily into it, it wins on my account.
Well, you really went deep with the Superman. This is Superman and the Mole Men.
Yeah, Superman and the Mole Men is the pilot episode of the Adventures of Superman television series.
And then you did Quest for Peace. This is crazy.
This is an awful movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. And I love Chris Reeve.
No,
You know,
Chris Reeves
like
has always been
this
good in all
one,
of them.
they wanted to get Chris Reeve to come back for a fourth one. And so Warner Brothers promised him a television series if he would come back. And then they promised him the ability to influence the script. So the idea that Superman is going to go out and destroy all of Earth's nuclear weapons and throw it into the sun, that was a Christopher Reeves story idea. But this is about Superman versus Nuclear Man. And the upside is it does have Gene Hackman in it. The downside is John Cryer plays his son.
There are great deleted scenes from Quest for Peace on YouTube. They're just terrible. But you've got like, look at this, the Super Slash Man, Selling Superman, Death of Superman Lives, What Happens.
Yeah, Death of Superman Lives. I mean, I know you're familiar with it.
Well, my friend John Schnepp made this movie. It's amazing.
Yeah, what's interesting is I'm watching this, and they talk about Superman being very emotional in Death of Superman, or I'm sorry, in Superman Lives. And that he dies, and then they create a healing suit for him. And Nick Cage obviously is the star of this, and it got pretty far. It basically it got 2 months before production, so all the pre-production work had been done. And Warner Brothers decided that it was just too costly of a risk. Wow. So they took all the money that they would have put into Superman Lives and put it into this great movie we all know as Wild Wild West. So instead of getting Superman Lives, we got Wild Wild West instead.
But we don't know.
And I'll say this. After watching the documentary, I don't know. Yeah. I think I personally would have been intrigued to watch this movie. I would have seen it.
True.
But I don't know that it would have made a lot of money at the box office.
Yeah. It probably
well, if you look up Superman, there are pages and pages of reviews of older films and weird ephemera. I would describe it as ephemera, especially that Turkish Superman.
Yeah.
So check that out on Film Threat.
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine that a world where there was no Wild Wild West, but Superman Lives exists?
I would love to have seen a Tim Burton Superman.
That was a bad movie.
I knew it'd be weird. There's in the documentary we saw Tim Burton like talk to Nick Cage, and he wanted to make Clark Kent like a really sort of weird nerd that he would react to a joke that he heard a comedian say, like blocks away, he could hear it, or miles away, and you'd see him laughing for no reason. So he really went like deep on the character. I mean, Nick Cage is famously a huge Superman fan. He named his son Kal-El. He has Action Comics #1. He has a big comic collection.
That's cool.
So then of course,
I think wasn't Lois pregnant in this version?
Wow.
I don't remember, but I have the doc on Blu-ray, and I should give it a rewatch.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's fascinating. I do like the fact that Kevin Smith wrote the first script, and everyone agreed that it was an awful script, and they fired him once Tim Burton got him. Kevin Smith suggested Tim Burton. They hired him, and then Tim Burton fired him because the script was bad.
Okay, then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me once again. Like I said, I'm Cincinnati Man. Check out the channel. That was a. I normally don't do a lot of I haven't done a lot of reactions. I need to. Come check out the channel and see. I got a bunch of stuff. Look, this is deceptive. This is deceptive. I do not have 1,500 videos. I have like 500 episodes. And maybe 700. No, wait. I maybe have 800 shorts. That's what it is. I have a bunch of shorts, and they showing it like they need to do something with that. But come check out the channel. I got a whole bunch of stuff on here, all kind of things. I did a Meg Thee Stallion review. I watched Bridgerton, Ironheart. Me and my sister were starting to watch Snowfall. I did this latest thing I did was the Superman review. Last three things: Superman review. Well, I listened to the clips as well. But anyway, thank you for joining me. And I guess I'll see you on the next one. You know how we do. That was those files in the background was the files of me trying to, in OBS Studios. It records it and then it drops it into the file thing right there. I know somebody pausing like, "What's that?" So y'all take care, and I will see you on the next one. Live from Cincinnati. Well, recorded in Cincinnati. If there anything you want me to watch, you get any suggestions of stuff I can watch that ain't copyrighted or anything, I'm free for it. I'm cool. I don't know how that stuff works. I would love to watch stuff without that, but I might create a Patreon for like $1 or $2, just so I can watch stuff and not have to worry about anything. Isn't that how that works? I don't know. Like I said, I watch movies.
You silly. You silly. You silly. Have no male friends because she engaged. No. Whether you engaged or you got a boyfriend, you ain't supposed to be around nobody. Like Rose a goofball. See, look, even back then, women evade the real questions. I cannot believe you got a ring on your finger. Do you love that man?
I mean, she gave her answer already.
I am so angry. No, she should have just said it.
I mean, she's giving her answer by not answering.
No. I don't like her. She has somebody. Leave him alone.
Clearly, she don't like that man that she got.
This is the guy y'all fell in love with. You know what's crazy? This is like the James Dean movie where he was acting off
Rebel Without a Cause.
Horrible. And women were like, he spit. Oh, so you want to get drawn.
I almost threw this at you.
She like, can you draw me, Jack? Look, I spit. So spit a loogie like.
I love Kathy, baby.
Oh, I don't like this. She gonna dress him up. This should have been 3 hours to 30 minutes long. They left some stuff out. They left some stuff out. How the Kai's her good old heart.
Yeah, because she just like the woman said, she knew money, so she know how it is.
Also, we was watching. I screamed out loud when Billy Zane character. I could not remember his name, but Billy Zane character
something with an H.
Slapped her. Mm-hmm. You looked at me like, why you laugh? Because you could tell he hit women. I was like, he hits women. It was just a weird thing. You ever met somebody who was like, you look like you hit women?
No.
Okay. Anyway. Or like you look like you just felt somebody was a bad person. Like you look like you
felt people were bad people, but
how about emotionally abusive? Like I can't prove this stuff, so I ain't gonna say no names. Now, like I think it was this person because the other person got to confirm it. Okay, this is going too far. Anyway, let's see.
Speaking of Billy Zane, what were your thoughts on his character? Because it seemed like you was riding with him.
No. Okay, look. Okay, television type thing. I was confused because that was a shout out to equality because Penguin always been ugly and they gender swapped and Penguin ugly as a woman. Cause I was like, that's an ugly man.
I'm glad I'm not on camera.
And then he was like, Mom. And then she had 2 kids. I was like, oh, it's a woman. I was like, you ugly. Listen to music. Pink party. Yeah. 1, 2. What? Ice cream going where? Oh, cake. Yo. The nigga got me. I like Rattle.
Whoa.
How you say that? Took a hot girl. What? She a vegan?
That's all you got from that?
Read a book. Not reviewed a book.
Normally don't say this, but I have to. This is gonna be a spoiler review. There was parts of this book that made me happy. There's part of the book that made me mortified. And then if I had a kid and they was like, I'm dedicating this abuse book to you, I'm like, don't give me a pen name. Give me I need an alias. I liked the book, but I'm also frustrated with it.
I did, like I said, I listened to the clip. So I thought we was gonna be celebrating drug dealing. We talking about deaths in the family. I ain't gonna lie. When I first heard "Birds Don't Sing," I thought it was like, hey, somebody, you lost your connection. I like that. We all in the room, but he's the elephant. You out of your element. Wow, that was good. Keep dirty white moving like mosh pits. Damn you, Tyler, the Creator. But I've listened to Taylor Swift on the channel.
Okay, this is some slick lyrics.
Oh, I'm mad. That was kind of
That was kind of slick. I'll dress for women. I'll dress for men. I dress for revenge. Look, I'm listening to this song. Taylor Toxic. And I got two artists that I've never listened to before in my life that I'm gonna listen to. Just because they were in the music news all the time and everything, and people have all kind of opinions on them. I'm going to listen to the latest Youngblood album, and I'm going to listen to Benson Boone. You're like, why? I'm like, I don't know. I just be doing stuff. I've been doing that my whole life before I started recording. So take care and bye-bye.